Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marissa and today I'm going to be doing the Sims book tag. So this one was created by Haley in Bookland because she loves The Sims as much as she loves books, and honestly, same. I kind of go through these phases where I will play it for a little bit and then kind of drop off for a while, and then I'll just get in the mood to play it again. Honestly, reading kind of gets in the way of my wanting to play The Sims, but the nice thing is I can listen to an audiobook while I'm playing and it does not detract at all from either one of those. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the tag. So the first question is the original Sims. That is the best author debut. So the one that I thought of for this is The Frame Up by Meghan Scott Molin. I did find out this was her first novel, but it was amazing. It's hilarious, it's witty. It is about a drag queen and a comic book artist slash geek who ends up getting involved in fighting crime. So she's basically living out her biggest geek fantasies, and I absolutely adored it. The whole series is amazing, but this first book is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Next prompt is The Grim Reaper, and that is the saddest character death. Now, spoilers for The Hunger Games if you have never read it. Honestly, it's been out for a very long time, so if you haven't read it, what are you doing? But Prim, who ends up dying, I believe, in the third book, I'm pretty sure it's the third book, just broke my heart because Prim is honestly like this, you know, young, naive character. I mean, her character arc towards the end is she's a really strong, independent woman, but, you know, all I can remember is Katniss in the very first one volunteering as tribute because she didn't want Prim to die. And I just remember her as that little girl. So when she dies, I felt that gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching pain for Katniss, and it broke my heart. So that is honestly the saddest character death that I can think of. So the next prompt is The Sims Getting Stuck, a character that just got in the way. So recently I read the First Law Trilogy by Joe Abercrombie, and I didn't really fully enjoy these books. I did like some of the characters in there, but one of them, his name is Dan Luther. He is about the most worthless, pompous character in the first couple of books before his character arc is complete, and he honestly just drives me nuts. Like, you could have killed him off and everything would have been so much better because he was just in the freaking way the whole time. So yeah, that was the one that I really thought of for this prompt. So if you haven't read those books, it's basically all centered around this war and, you know, the different facets of it, and this group gets together and goes on a quest in the first book. I mean, the whole time you never really know what the whole end game is, what the whole end goal is, but in that it really mirrors real life more so than a book, which didn't really bring out a whole lot of enjoyment in me. So yeah. The next prompt is Simlish, a book with amazing writing. So for this one, the one that popped into my head was The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, because I honestly love the way that he writes, especially when we're hearing Kvothe's story firsthand and we're in his head and he's experiencing all these things. It's just, he has a beautiful writing style and I absolutely love it. I know a lot of people don't like it because he spends so long talking about thoughts and feelings and describing the atmosphere, but honestly, I could imagine every single place that Kvothe went because it was so rich and detailed, and I absolutely loved it. It was so atmospheric, and I'm not always in the mood for that kind of book, but with The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear, I definitely was. So the next prompt is Expansion Packs, a series where the books kept on getting better. So for this one, I am going to go with ACOTAR, but I'm going to put a caveat on this and say the first 3 books, because honestly, I'm not so sure that A Court of Silver Flames actually lived up to the first 3 books in my mind. I did enjoy the romance, but the plot was definitely an afterthought in this book, and I don't think it quite held up to the first 3 books in the series. So yeah, ACOTAR, but only the first 3 books. So the next prompt is Sims Romance, the Worst Case of Insta-Love. And that one I'm going to go with A House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. And honestly, if you watched my video review on this book, you'll understand why I hated this so much. I mean, it was real insta-love. It was like she met this dude for 1 second and she was head over heels in love with him and he was her true love and blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. I couldn't stand this book, to be perfectly honest, but I had never heard of the 12 Dancing Princesses, so this is a retelling of that. So I just didn't enjoy it because obviously I'm not very familiar with the original fairy tale. I know this is a very much loved book on BookTube, but it just was not for me. So the next prompt is Cheats, a book that was entirely unrealistic. Now, okay. Every fantasy book out there is entirely unrealistic. So I'm just going to talk about an old hated favorite of mine. Old hated favorite. Okay. Anyway, so this one is a Reverie by LaSala. It was just about these people going into these other people's dreams, which basically played out like a book, and there was absolutely no reason for them to be in these dreams. There was no reason to help them play out because they would have played out just fine in the end anyway. So yeah, we're gonna go with this one. So the next one is Needs Fulfillment, a character who made all the wrong decisions. So for this one, I'm going to go with Audrey Rose from the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. Audrey makes some really dumb decisions, puts herself in harm's way. Thank God that Thomas Cresswell is there to help her out of it, even though Audrey pretty much gets herself out of most of the scrapes, but she got herself into it originally. Honestly, like I've said before, every single book has characters making dumb decisions because there wouldn't really be a book without the dumb decisions. So yeah, but this one is the one that came to the top of my mind when I thought about it. The prompt is Error Code 12, a series that started off great but went downhill from there. So this is another much beloved series on BookTube, and that is the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. I just really didn't care for this series. I ended up finishing it, but honestly, I kind of thought after the first book, it was all played out, and I just didn't think that there needed to be more books to this. I thought it could have been condensed into one and been a perfectly good standalone, just not something that I am ever interested in reading again, for sure. So the next one is The Sims Vortex, a book or series that completely engrossed you. So this one, I thought about the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer because I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed that. Each book was following a different character. Obviously they were supposed to be fairy tale princesses. You know, you have Cinderella, you have Little Red Riding Hood. I can't remember the others off at the top of my head right now, but this series, I just really enjoyed it. It gave like this sci-fi fantasy twist onto it and kind of turned it on its head, and the female characters were the heroines. They were the saviors of the day, so it wasn't all about, you know, the traditional princess view of, oh, the big strong prince is gonna come and save me. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed listening to these ones on audiobook. So of course the last prompt is who do you tag? Now, I honestly don't know anybody else in the BookTube community who enjoys playing The Sims, but if you do, please feel free to go ahead and consider yourself tagged. Do this one and then let me know you did it down in the comments so that I can go check out your video. So that is all I have for you guys today, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I would really love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe my videos. Have a great day.